Hey guys, my name is Dhanashri. You can call me Sami as well. I'm here to let you know how I cleared my NTA NET-JRF exam, which was held in December 2018. I was able to crack JRF along with NET in the subject of education. I got a lot of messages from friends and family asking me for tips and advice on how to clear this exam. And so I thought, why not just make a video for you all? And so here I am. I'm excited to be sharing my story with you in hopes of motivating you, guiding you, and letting you know that this exam is definitely crackable. It is easy provided you adopt the right strategies. So, strategies form a very important part of this exam. So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing the strategies that I used in my preparation, which led me to clearing this exam. So, let's get on with it then. Before I get on with my story, I would like to tell you a bit about my academic background. I did my BA in Education Honors and completed my MA in Education in the year 2017. I passed out from Manipur University. And here, I would like to say something about my subject, which is education. People have this general confusion when I tell them that I am an education student, especially outside of the Northeast. I'm not a B.Ed student, nor am I an M.Ed student. Those are the technical line of education. They are strictly technical in the sense that they are training to become teachers. And my subject, we study education as a general subject, like you study English, pol science, sociology. So there is a slight difference between the two. I sat for the exam. I sat for the NET exam, which was conducted by NTA for the first time, National Testing Agency. Hence, it was the first ever online test of NET exam, that is computer-based test. Anyways, I was able to clear JRF with a percentile score of 99.96 and a percentage score of 65.33. The cutoff for JRF in the general category was 60.67. I didn't take any coaching classes. I didn't go to any coaching institutes for this exam. It was purely self-study. I've always been a self-study person, so it worked out really well for me. Plus, I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything by not attending any coaching institutes or anything like that. But if you want to go for coaching, then please go ahead. It's a matter of personal preference, and I'm not against it. But I'm here to let you know that you can definitely do this without coaching also. So, how did I prepare? One might ask. Uh, the answer is very simple, it's the internet. I depended heavily on the internet, YouTube, and Google. Plus, I downloaded an app called Unacademy. I think you've heard of it. It's very useful, when you have access to all the information you want, when the world is at your fingertips. So, why not make, good use of it? That's what I thought, and that's what I went ahead with. So, when I decided to prepare for NET exam, I was lost. I was so lost because the syllabus was so vast that it just looked impossible to cover the syllabus in time. I was so intimidated by it that I almost gave up. But then an idea came to me. From my experience, I have always prepared my academic exams based on previous year question papers. So I thought, why not do the same here? Why not apply the same strategy here? But still, I felt doubtful. I was like, but would that, cover the syllabus? Was my question. The question was still there. So I went to YouTube. I had no one to guide me, so I went to YouTube and I looked up for videos by JRF toppers, and I found out that the strategies that they had adopted and the strategy that I had in my head already, they were kind of coming together. So I think that was the first sign of hope for me. I felt so confident. I felt really good. I was like, hey, maybe I'm on the right track. So going to YouTube, I was basically looking for, I think, inspiration, motivation, guidance, and reassurance. I got exactly those. And that was the the turning point for me in this whole process, I decided I decided to become a JRF topper. Initially, I was thinking about clearing net only, but just things changed. My reality just completely changed. I decided that I was gonna go for the highest. I was gonna aim for the highest. So that was my goal, and I stay committed to that goal till the end. And slowly and slowly, I started to develop the right mindset, the right attitude, towards the whole exam. That just kind of naturally came the moment I decided to just go for it. So that was key to my success. After I made that decision of clearing JRF, I was left with 2 months. I decided to devote the first month to the preparation for paper one, and then second month to paper two. That was my strategy. And I started off with making notes for every topic. For convenience, I divided the whole syllabus of paper one into three portions: theory portion, maths portion, the current affairs portion. The first portion, which is the theory portion, consisted of teaching aptitude, research aptitude, communication, and ICT. Maths portion consisted of reasoning, logical reasoning, and data interpretation. Current affairs, uh, higher education, and people and environment. Here I'd like to say that there is this topic called polity. Polity comes under higher education. It is static, it is theory, but higher education is dynamic. So I started off with theory portion. It's easier, and then move on to the maths portion. The maths portion, well, I've never liked maths. If you're just like me, but you have to practice. There is no time to complain. Personally, I was so determined to clear the exam that I didn't have time to panic or anything. I just went on, and I went ahead with practice for maths portion. Every day, 1 hour to 2 hours or even more, I would devote my time to practicing my math skills. Because of that, by the end of the preparation, I had good command over the maths portion. So you can do the same. And then current affairs portion. Okay, these last two topics, see, they are dynamic in nature, meaning that you have to update yourself on the latest news and developments in the fields of higher education and people and environment. You have to constantly be aware and pay attention to the current affairs. So you can follow any strategy that you want. You can follow the news on the TV, or channels on YouTube, or read newspapers and stuff like that. So I'll show you a clip of how I would make my notes in the form of bullet points and this spider web thingy diagrams. Very helpful. You can do this. After the note making, I would move on to solving as many MCQs as possible. It's very important that you do that. Solving MCQs and previous year questions. So what it does is it tests your knowledge. It's very important for you to check your progress. Reading notes alone will not get you anywhere. So you have to see how far you've come along in your preparation by solving MCQs. So my preparation for paper one went in such a way that I would do mock tests every now and then. I would set the clock for 1 hour, and I would solve 50 questions. Just like in the exam hall, I would imagine I was in the exam hall and just do that. So it proved so helpful. I was already very mentally prepared for paper one. Revising notes and solving MCQs, they go hand in hand. You have to revise and you have to solve MCQs. Revise, solve, revise, solve. You have to do that, okay? So regarding the number of hours that I studied for, in my first month of preparation, the paper one preparation phase, it was an eventful episode of my life. I had started with the preparation. I was on fire. And in the midst of the preparation, I met with an accident. It was quite serious. I almost lost this finger, the index finger of my right hand, the hand that I hold the pen with. So I don't feel any sensation here anymore. It's been permanently damaged. So because of that accident, it was very serious. So I was admitted to the hospital, and the doctors were talking about possible minor surgery. And that was the most lowest point of my life. I was studying so hard, and suddenly that accident had to happen. It felt like the universe was kind of conspiring against me. And yeah, so I suffered a huge, major setback. I had stitches all over my finger. The pain, the discomfort, oh my god, I can't even tell you. I'll never forget the pain. Between the regular visits to the hospital for dressing, medications, and the pain, I would manage to study. Sometimes I would study. If the pain allowed me, I would study for like 3 or 4 hours and take rest. I would study for an average of 7 to 8 hours. When the pain started receding, what that accident did to me was it made me really mentally strong. I was not phased at all. Yeah, I was physically really hurt, and it was bound to affect me mentally. But I didn't let that get in the way. I would study, even if I was in pain, I would make sure that I took out my notes and just revise. In days where I could write with a pen, I would do that. Regarding the books that I used and the materials that I used in my preparation for paper one, this is a book by KVS Madan. It's very finely written. I suggest you buy this book. I ordered this online. And then the next book that I used for the maths portion is by R.S. Agarwal. I think this is a standard book used by most people in any competitive exams. So, yeah, I even discovered that a few of the questions were even asked from this book. And the rest I prepared from YouTube, an academy, and Google. I would say for paper one, around 90 to 95% of my preparation came from the internet. Okay, regarding previous year question papers, you can start collecting the question papers from 2012. Do not go back as far as 2008 or 2007. From 2012, the pattern changed. And regarding ICT can be dynamic in nature in the sense that you have to pay attention to the current affairs of ICT here also, not only higher education and people and environment. Reading comprehension, RC. It comes with practice. Solve as many questions as you can. It's a little bit easier compared to the rest of the topics, so you can definitely handle it. And finally, data interpretation. My one advice to you would be learn the shortcut tricks. You are supposed to solve 5 DI questions within 5 minutes. So that is very demanding. If you do not know the shortcut tricks, then that would become a problem for you in the exam hall. Paper one is focused on speed. We have been assigned 1 hour to solve 50 questions. So if you do a rough calculation, then that means solving one question per minute. So yeah, that is why try to learn the shortcut tricks to solving DI questions. The preparation in my second month became a lot more intense than first month. That is because the exam was coming a lot nearer. So I think it's human nature that, as the exam comes nearer, we tend to study more. We start to panic a little more. So because of that, and because of the accident also in the first month, I wasn't as consistent as I would have wanted. So I kind of made up for the lost time in the second month by studying for longer periods of hours. So I would wake up by 3:30 in the morning and start studying from 4 a.m. And then I would study for 10 to 12 hours. It used to be 8 hours, and then it moved to 10 hours, and then when the exam was very near, it was like 12 hours. I would wake up early in the morning. By doing that, I was able to cover more topics in a day.